messed up. All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. A lot going on.
I hate that shadow on my head. Sorry. Okay.
You said a shadow on your head.
I keep seeing that green on my head. Oh, see, it's showing still.
Right. That's fine.
No, it wasn't until you moved it like just now.
I know, but it's even. The camera's even though.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
It is what it is, Lenora. I mean,
it's never shown like this though. I don't like it on my back of my head.
Some
it's
days,
like a halo.
Some days it's better than others. The system. So you know what? Until we do the see, it's showing it a lot now. Until we do the where the thing just bounces off of the back screen, it's gonna be like this.
I'd rather just be on the other side and just not do that at all, and then it'll just show that like you want.
Yeah, we got to get. Now you know why people don't get rid of the green screen and just have a real life
background,
a real life background, because they don't like the halo and all this other stuff.
Like
and then some days it's better than others.
Look at that. Oh, that's awful. I think because I got my hair cut too.
I know it's worse. It don't matter though. All right, so let's see if we could bring Wendy in. Yeah. We'll try. It's always something, so, all right. Okay. There she is. See, she was there, wasn't she? Mm-hmm. And then it went away. So I wonder what's going on. What you think? You was there for a second, Wendy, and then you went away. So
what's the glitch?
Yeah, there's something we have to probably work out with our you probably gotta call somebody. Around. What you mean? What do you mean? So we probably have to call somebody and find out what that glitch is. Because she was there for a second, wasn't she?
And there was no change in the webcam or anything like that?
Nope, no change. So we'll have to try it out again tomorrow, Wendy. Figure out what's going on. But it has to be live. Because if we don't do it live, then it messes up as soon as we go live.
Well, I'm saying you and I can practice live, though.
Yeah. All right, Wendy. So what's going on? You watched the game. What's going on?
For you to do the screen.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
What's your first thing that you talking about? You said Kanye.
Yeah. You want to know what's going on? Have you been following what's going on?
I saw that little bit of video.
Uh-huh. Yeah, keep going.
I saw that video that you showed, but I didn't see nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured something not right with him.
See, and then this not even working. Now it's up. See how his system is doing whatever it wants to do. It's doing whatever.
That's why I was asking to do it first, because it wasn't doing nothing.
It don't matter.
Usually we show it before we start.
I know. It don't matter. It does what it.
We probably have to start doing. There
you go. Let's try.
That's weird. What did you do?
And then there you are.
Right here. See?
Now we got you. It was. You see how that was a system glitch? It was a system glitch.
Right here.
It's a system glitch, y'all. It's weird.
Oh, and there's an echo.
And now she went away again. It's a system glitch. See? It's nothing. You know what this is. We said what it was. What was going to be messing with the whole system. Didn't we say that?
Go back to that screen thing again when you was playing around with that.
What do you mean?
When you were bouncing off of showing him.
Okay.
So it's not in.
Yeah, it's not doing nothing. Yeah. It's not doing nothing on her.
No, you went in there.
Yeah.
And when you came out, her thing came up.
Right, which is weird.
See?
Okay, let's try. Let's move real slow. You know what? Why don't I just do this? Don't close it. How about that? Can we hear you, Wendy? Can we hear you? Now she can't hear nothing. She frozen.
Maybe when you shut her out like that, it made her frozen.
I don't know. Just this thing. Are you moving, Wendy? Or are you frozen?
She frozen.
She frozen. Okay. Okay. It's always something. That's what I'm saying. So keep moving. All right. Kanye West was in the news today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just like 2 hours ago, an hour ago.
Recently. He must not be on this medication.
No, well, this is
because if he goes off on people, it's just something not right with him.
Well, today he didn't.
It says go off on her.
Well, the same white people say hostile. So did
he literally go off?
We're gonna play it so
okay.
you can see.
Okay.
So the TMZ camera lady, she had a little phone and she was following him down the sidewalk, and she pretty much asked him if his wife is is she free, or you got her holding her hostage? Which is what everybody say.
The second wife, right? The one that
the fake wife.
Fake wife.
Yeah,
okay.
the one that everybody is like that. He didn't really technically get married to her, but it is what it is. So, let me open this up.
And who wouldn't follow him? He walking down the street with the Spider-Man mask on.
He was there. He was walking to the Charlie Wilson is getting a star on Hollywood.
Really?
And he's there to support him.
Out of all the entertainers from the past,
I don't know. Maybe he has a friendship with Charlie Wilson.
I wouldn't have never put them two together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Charlie Wilson. Okay. But you would think, he probably would like...
No, I would have never put him with a Charlie Wilson.
Really?
No, not Kanye.
Maybe they did a song together or something. I don't know. Charlie sleep with everybody. Charlie did a song with R. Kelly and everybody. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, what's his name on Ron Isley, on the Isley Brothers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Charlie Wilson...
Did Charlie get it by himself, or he got it as the Gap Band?
I would think by himself, right?
Look.
You think the Gap Band?
I don't know. Because he is, big now by himself, but if it's the Gap Band, that would have been nice.
Yeah, see, this is it says that this is slow. Remember when I said it was coming on, it was slow? Mm-hmm. So that's what it's saying. It's a slow connection. So it's probably what's happening with why Wendy can't come in. So he was walking down the street, right? Mm-hmm. And the TMZ lady came with the camera, and she was pretty much asking him, pretty much, is your wife free? Is she free? Are you holding her hostage, really? And he got mad. He got mad about that. So let's see what he...
Could you think she could have asked a different way?
Right. Why would you ask somebody? Kanye, too. He going to be mad. So let's see.
Free will. Some people are saying you're controlling.
She's TMZ. She's TMZ. What do you...
Are saying you're controlling. And Bianca has her free will. Some people are saying you're controlling.
She's TMZ. She's TMZ. Why do you feel like it's okay? I'm a human being. All of this TMZ, this 30 miles on, y'all sex celebrities up, all this bullshit. I don't give a fuck what y'all got to do. What y'all gonna do? What y'all got to say? Don't come at me with that shit. Ask me that. You think you can walk up on me like that? What you think? Because you a white woman, you can walk up on me like that and ask me some dumb ass shit like that? Ask me you're my wife, talking about this shit got free will? Are you crazy? You ain't saying this is America. You got free will, or you work for the devil? You got free will, you working for TMZ Company? I'm a legend. You understand that? I'm here to support Charlie Wilson. You come and ask me some dumbass shit about my wife. That's my wife. You understand? You wasn't asking shit when I couldn't see my kids? When I couldn't, do you have questions? Do you have questions when I wasn't able to see my kids? And that I only get visitation and don't have rights to where they go to school? You got questions for that, or you part of the system? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so what do you think? That's going off, or?
Yeah, he going off. But I'm surprised she didn't say nothing.
She, you know what?
Even as a white woman.
But you know what?
B, no, I'm working for whatever.
No, because you're going to always want to get him. You're a photographer.
She's trying to get somebody else is filming them though, so she don't have to do nothing but stand there.
But I'm saying you don't want to make him mad because then every time you show up with a camera, he gonna be mad at you. So you nice, so you can always get him.
So her even being quiet is showing how ignorant he is.
Right.
It don't matter.
I think
so. You might as well give him some fuel.
So I think what the problem is with this is, number one,
she shouldn't have asked that question.
She shouldn't have asked that question. I get it. But he didn't have to stop and do all of that. Just don't answer her and keep walking. Nobody wants to hear that, this is America. And he always play the black card when he need to. Mm-hmm. You a white woman. You think because you a white woman, you can walk up. Kanye always try to act black.
He's not a white woman.
That's what he always try to be like, I'm this black guy.
If he was a militant black man, always with black women, that's all you associate with, you would call white women
Dr.
out.
Umar could say that.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar could say, you think because you're a white woman, you can come up to me and say whatever you want? Kanye, you can't say that. So just leave the black card alone.
Yeah, you're right. I am a white woman just like your wife.
Yeah, just like your wife and your other wife and all your girlfriends.
So
now shut up.
Man.
Now the other thing is, when he was saying that, how stupid do you look when you covered up, your mask on, you got your gloves covered up, and all of that? How dumb do you look? And you yelling at somebody and you got on a mask.
And I guess he don't realize, even with the yelling and the act going off, the cameras are still rolling, boo. You giving them footage.
You giving them footage.
That's what they want. They want to see you go off. And possibly even be physical.
Why
they can use it against you in court.
Why didn't he just say nothing? Or what kind of stupid question is that? And keep walking.
Right.
So that's my thing, is that Kanye always has to give these long, drawn-out speeches as if people want to listen. But he should know that's what they're going for.
Right. They wanted that's why she was quiet.
That's why she was quiet. She wanted him to rant.
Right.
Not talk back, rant.
Right.
So he goes on later. I'm not going to show the whole thing. He says, why would you ask me? I'm a superhero. That's why I said superhero.
Legend.
He said, I'm a legend. I'm a superhero later on.
Okay.
He says, why would you come up and ask a superhero that?
Oh, so you do your superpowers, superhero man. See, what would you have done?
I would have kept walking.
No. What would you have done if you were her? Not him.
Oh, her, I would have.
What would you, if you working at TMZ as a side job, Kim Woods?
I would have did what she did. I would have just stood there and got all the footage because I'm getting paid. The more he rants, the more money I get. Okay. So I would just sit there and let him rant. Okay. I don't care. It's like, let him rant. So
you wouldn't say nothing. You wouldn't try to be funny.
I don't know. I couldn't do that though, because I would say something.
Oh, I know.
I would say, you know how stupid you look with that mask on, yelling at me.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Oh, okay.
You would not be like that girl.
But I'm saying, if you said if I was working at TMZ and I was, are you saying me, Kim, or me, the photog working at TMZ?
Working at TMZ.
I wouldn't be working at TMZ as Kim. I'd be fired because I'd be cussing everybody out.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what Harvey would like you to do.
No, because I would never be able to get them. He would say,
watch out for that Kim.
Don't let
her come to you.
Yeah, I would never be able to get them to come on my show. Celebrities would never come and sit down and talk to me because I would probably ask them stuff people wouldn't want me to ask them. They would never stop and if I had the camera. Okay. So I could never have that job. But if you say, what would I do? Kim, just me.
Free will Kim, I guess.
Walking down the street and I saw him and I said, let me get some footage. And I said, hey, Kanye, is your wife being held hostage? And then he says, what kind of question is that? Or no. I would yell back at him. And that would be a viral moment.
Oh, God, yeah.
God, we would be famous.
Who's that girl hollering back? Is that Kim?
And I would say everything everybody wants to say to him. You know what? When you was in Chicago, you was a good kid. And your mom had sense. What happened to you? If you need to take some medicine, take some. If you need to go to the church and get delivered, go to the church and get delivered. But good sir almighty, something needs to happen to you right now. Because the road that you're going down is not working. And they'll say, who is this?
Oh my God! Black woman stops and preaches at Kanye West on the Hollywood
You are
Strip.
not the college graduate Kanye album. You have gone far off on the deep end. You're not the same guy anymore. Now, if you're here to support Charlie Wilson, you should have ignored me and kept on walking and supporting Charlie Wilson. And what are you doing here anyway, supporting Charlie Wilson? Y'all got a song together? The question you asked. How do you know Charlie Wilson?
Yeah. And another thing.
You wasn't here for everybody else's star in Hollywood. What makes Charlie Wilson so special that you showed up for? Yeah, you're right. I would be saying everything.
No, you ain't gonna be quiet like her.
You wanted Kim to cover up. You said that she was not holy, dressing all provocative. Now you got your wife out there with nothing on. Your new wife.
Yeah.
What are you? Every day you wake up somebody different.
Right.
Now, I would say that. Now, I shouldn't have asked about if your wife was a hostage. I knew that was a bad question. I'll take responsibility for that. But you take responsibility for how you're acting. That's probably what I would do.
Then again, TMZ may say, I want you working with us. You tell people off. You
know what? They probably need somebody like that. Not to tell people off, but tell celebrities about themselves. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody coming out and they rude or something, how dare you? You know people go and watch your, and it should be an older lady like me. People go and watch your movies. And then you're going to come out here and act like that, young man.
That attitude. And I'm surprised you even have fans.
You wouldn't even have anybody if it wasn't for these people out here. Now, I know they get a little crazy sometimes, but you got to learn how to ignore. I be talking to them like they my kids.
They need somebody on the street for that.
So that's Kanye. That's the latest. Okay. That literally happened like an hour or 2 hours ago.
She keeps saying I'm in.
So like that happened like an hour or 2 hours ago.
Yes. That's so
all right, I'm going to try again, Wendy.
It's going to be on the TMZ show then, because that's a big one. That's a big...
No, it's not showing you. It's something in the system. So we have to...
I don't know what's going on with our...
Let me go back to this one again.
It pops in and out.
Let's go to this one, because this one, remember, it did it on here. Remember?
Is it one of those? That black one?
No.
Oh, I thought it shows all the scenes.
Yeah, so what is that then?
I don't know. What is that?
See? I don't know what that is. So let's see. Now let's go here. Remember I told you I'm not going to do this. Keep doing this. So don't keep asking me.
This is the last time.
Okay. Don't ask me again.
You have to let Wendy know. Sorry.
Because that throws my show off. Okay, so we'll try it again.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. I hope you stay in.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, these commercials keep knocking me out.
Maybe it's the commercials that's doing it.
You think?
It is the commercials.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Not good, then.
Okay, well, we'll see. Oh, you know what? Then if it's the commercials, maybe we should wait until like a few minutes being live and then bring you in.
No, because we're live now.
No. Once you come live, the commercials come on. Let all the commercials run. Because I notice when people bring people in, a lot of times they bring them in later. Sometimes.
But don't the commercials come on later too?
Yeah, they do. So, all right, y'all.
I don't see myself on the screen though.
We see you though. Yeah,
okay.
We see you.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know, Wendy.
We'll see.
Well, it's a lag. You'll see yourself. It's a lag.
Okay.
Yeah. It's behind because of the commercials.
Wow.
Well, I'm good. I'm in.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right. So there you go. It worked out.
We did the first story on Kanye.
Yeah, we already talked about Kanye. Kanye telling this
rant.
lady, yeah, a rant like he always does. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is gonna be more you, Lenore, because I'm just gonna talk about what people talk about, but NFL.
Oh, you didn't want to do Megan.
Oh, you know what? Let's do.
You told me that story.
Let's do Megan and real quick. Megan.
She was on Good Morning America this morning.
What did she talk about there?
I didn't watch it.
Oh well.
I think they're having a week of different people hosting and stuff. And she's on this week. There's somebody else that's on.
Megan.
Yeah. Good Morning America.
Okay. I'm moving this over because okay. Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion.
Going at it.
They are going at it again. But this time it's worse than it's ever
I
been
saw
before.
some photos of them hugging. So they were friends at one time?
Oh, you talking about the music video they did a long time ago?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. If you saw them hugging, it was around each other's necks.
Oh no,
it wouldn't have been nowhere.
Yeah, it was some shot of them hugging in pink. Yes.
Okay. What happened was, well, you got to start I don't have to go all the way back, but they did their little album, right? I mean, they did their song together. That's where you saw them hugging. Mm-hmm. And then after the song, Nicki don't like you to be, if you with her, she don't like you to be with nobody that she don't like sing or do anything or hang around or nothing. She one of those people. Okay. If I don't like you, I don't want to see you with somebody that I don't like. She don't like Cardi B. Her and Cardi B always have issues.
It's always something with her, though. Yeah. She's always the one that don't like people or they don't like her.
What you got going on, Wendy? You moving a lot.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get my book. I'm going to stop moving.
Okay. So she, that threw me off. Okay. Oh, Nicki and Cardi don't get along.
Right.
Okay?
But nobody gets along with Nicki. What's going on? What's going on with her in her life?
Nicki Minaj is definitely the queen of rap. I'll give her that. Nobody, in my opinion, has surpassed her. Okay. She's broken records. She's done what she needed to do. So she can't just bask in that. You know how some people, I'm the queen. I'll just live in it. I'll live as being the queen. And all y'all little peasants, if y'all come at me or whatever, it don't do nothing. You haven't knocked me off my throne. Mm-hmm. That's how Michael Jordan is. Okay. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. So when everybody always compares him to this and that and the other, he stays Michael Jordan.
He's still a legend.
Yeah, he's still a legend. Okay. Every once in a while, you have to come down and slap a couple of peasants around. But for the most part, you stay the king. Eddie Murphy is the king. Yeah. Recently
don't have to prove themselves.
Recently, he stepped down a little bit and slapped somebody around when they said their album did better than his. He slapped them around a little bit, and then he went back up to the
because nobody really that bold to go against the legend.
You leave legends alone.
You leave them alone.
Okay, so they did their little album, and they was fine. I feel like Nicki started it because Megan simply just did a song with Cardi. Now, Nicki's saying that's not what started this whole beef. She's saying y'all think that I was mad at her because she did a song with Cardi or whatever. That's not why I don't like Megan. She said, I don't like Megan because she's a drunk.
You know what?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with her.
No, I'm going to finish.
Go ahead.
And because when I did hang around her, I told her I was trying to have a baby. And she told me, just don't or whatever, just drink and abort it or something along those lines. And she said, not only is she drunk, she's crazy. And I don't like crazy drunk people. I'm not hanging around them, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But that's why she said one of the main reasons she don't like Megan. She's drunk. She's crazy. She tried to get her to have an abortion. She's just all over the place. Okay. Which is fine. That's her prerogative. She ain't got to hang around her if she don't want to.
That's fine.
But then the little slow dissing and stuff comes on the songs, and Nicki's kind of slow dissing Megan. Mm-hmm. Megan's kind of slow dissing Nicki. Mm-hmm. Nobody's really calling any names. Little tiny little hits on their songs and stuff. Jabs. But just enough to, it's not like Cardi and Nicki, where Cardi literally throws her shoe at Nicki at that ball.
Oh, Lord.
Cardi's like,
they were physical.
They like, well, not Nicki. Almost. Nicki was hiding in the corner. Yeah. And had her friends beat up or fight Cardi. Yeah. But Cardi's open with it. I don't like you. She's if I see you, it's on spot, on site, all that. So Megan, I'm not going to do the whole thing on back and forth. You know about Tory. You know about Megan getting shot in the foot. You know Tory went to jail for it. You know all of that. You know Megan's friend was in the car. You know Megan and her friend was both talking to Tory. And that's what started the whole argument. They didn't. The friend didn't know that Megan was talking to him on the side. So that's another reason why Nicki don't like her. She says she's who sleeps with their best friend's guy, all this stuff. So now Megan, after the whole shooting incident and the foot and all of that, Megan comes out with her new album or her new song, Hiss. And I told you that was like a snake, a hiss. It reminds you of it puts you in the mind of a snake. Mm-hmm. Even the video is her coming out of the shell, coming out of the egg of the snake. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting ready to put all y'all on notice. That's kind of what she's saying. She cracked on Drake. None of these people, she said their names, but everybody knew who she was talking about because what she said. Because Drake did a song where he pretty much called her a liar and said he was with Tory. He's actually said a line in his song that she's a liar.
No.
I'm not kidding.
He said her name?
No. But he said Tory. So you know he's talking about Megan.
Okay.
So then Megan cracked on him on the song Hiss. Uh-huh. Pretty much said he had a BBL, which is a butt implant.
You know what?
How old are these people? This is so childish.
And she said, well, Nicki's twice as old as Megan. So Nicki's too old
to be acting that way.
Megan at least is in her 20s.
Yeah. So silly stuff. Grow up. Get a life.
You would think.
So she said that Drake pretty much said he had a BBL, had plastic surgery. Okay. So people been clowning him. Okay. But he's not saying, he's up here. Why am I gonna come down and
do y'all levels
and box with some peasants?
Yes.
So he's not saying nothing.
Okay.
But then again, you don't know Drake. Drake could be in the studio writing something that'll.
So everybody diss each other on their songs.
Well, that's fine. We've been doing that in rap. Okay. We've been doing that in rap. Rap has always been beef. Mm-hmm. People going back and forth with each other on tape. So that's fine. Uh-huh. So then she cracked on her ex-boyfriend, Cardi, talking about she don't want him and he's a cheater. Why would I want a cheater? She went off on all the guys talking about who they slept with her. She talking about, I don't want none of y'all. If I wanted you, I would have you. So in other words, I ran through y'all. And then just all this. But the big one is that she went after Nicki Minaj. And she said, you worrying about Megan, you should be worrying about Megan's Law. And Megan's Law means that sex offenders have to register. And Nicki's husband is a previous sex offender. And her brother is one.
Why even they mad? They live in a lifestyle.
But they said, how do you know she was talking about your brother? Your brother's a sex offender too.
If the shoe fits.
Well, that's when she went on the Breakfast Club and said a hit dog on hollers. So in other words, why is Nicki saying something unless she knew that it was to her?
That shoe is fitting and it hurts. That shoe hurts.
So boy, did Nicki say something. She went all weekend.
Oh, she does as bad as Trump. You hurt my feelings. You. That's what you are. You, your mother, your dad, your child, your unborn kid.
She talked about Megan's dead mom. She talked about everything under the sun.
Because Megan, even though in the ugly way she did it, did address something that's truthful.
Her husband is
a sex offender. Yes. I'm sorry, dude. You need to register. Can't go near no kids. Can't live near a school.
Yes.
Nicki, you can be mad all you want to.
Yes.
She just stepped on your toes and it hurt.
Stepped on your toes.
Go ahead.
So Nicki said, if you come after my family, then I throw everything in on you. So Nicki Minaj released a diss song called Bigfoot.
You know what? You better be careful because that Bigfoot may come right on your head.
The Bigfoot title is funny.
Is it?
Because
Megan's a big girl.
Because she's a stallion.
She's a stallion.
The artwork on the cover is funny. It was a big giant foot, like a barefoot, and Nicki's little tiny foot stepping inside of it.
Oh,
so it was funny.
Okay.
Like I'm getting ready to slaughter this big giant animal. So we was all anticipating. We were like, Nicki going, oh my gosh. Nicki Minaj, the one who knows how to go after you, she gonna go after Megan.
You know how they do them battles?
Here's the problem, Nicki. She literally texted the whole weekend everything she was gonna say in the song. So when the song came out, everybody was
kind of like knew it already.
We already heard. You said that already. News. You already said that. So
she did everything she said. She probably looked at her song that she had written and then wrote everything as a text.
Why are you on?
And she this and this.
Why are you on Instagram and Twitter talking about the stuff that's going to be on your song? People said what it did.
What?
She's still the queen of rap. She can't sit on that throne, though. She got to take a hit for that. You got to come down for that, Nicki. You decided to come down and slap around some peasants before you allow back into the kingdom, back on your throne. I think you're gonna have to do something else.
Like what? What are you thinking?
Well, people are saying Megan shouldn't even say nothing to her. They said if I was Megan, I wouldn't say nothing because that's what she wants.
Megan is, like I said, the interview, the promotion of her being on Good Morning America this week.
It's enough.
Megan is in a commercial.
Thank you.
And she's I don't know if it's an insurance.
She winning. It was that workout commercial.
Yeah, workout commercial. So she out there. People seeing her face. She's relevant. Nicki, you just some mad person that's just angry.
You look like you an angry, old, bitter woman.
I feel bad for her, though, because she's very talented.
And here's the thing. The best way to come at somebody if they say, you shouldn't be worrying about Megan, you should be worrying about Megan's law, is not to come at them and talk about all the people they slept with and all that. It was a cute little play on words.
I
would have, if I'm going to come at Megan, I would have came more at her at, okay, you got one little line. I'll give you that line. You've been waiting all year to say that line. Megan's law. Now come up with some other lines. What about something about me? Why don't you say something about me?
Be creative.
Be creative. A bum on the street can talk about my husband. That's about me.
Low-hanging fruit.
That's low-hanging fruit. Talk about me. Then we can battle against each other. I'll talk about you and you talk about me. But she didn't. She lost it. So that's why people thinking.
And she didn't have to. That's another thing too. I can see. I know people are concerned when they have a spouse, and that's good that you fight for them. Whatever. It's not like he's her child,
and it's not like what Megan said wasn't true.
Thank you. And that man may not be in Nicki Minaj's life in the next year or so. So you doing all that fighting and ranting and raving.
Thank you.
And he may not even stay. So I get it, but she was truthful. He is a sex offender.
Yeah.
He needs to register.
But we don't know if she talking about her husband.
Or anyone in her family that fits that criteria.
Is a sex offender.
I'm sorry, boo. Maybe she mad because she came at her
But
relative.
she said her husband. See? How did she know that she wasn't talking about her brother?
Megan hit a nerve.
She hit a nerve.
And showed her she showed her ugly. Nicki's ugly.
And another thing, people started pulling out old Nicki Minaj songs. Nicki Minaj did a song with a 16-year-old boy. And pretty much told him to sleep with her on the song.
You know, she can be in jail for that.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, light attracts light, so she
on
attracted
the
her
rap,
husband.
you guys can look it up, which makes sense on why she supports her brother.
Exactly.
She went a song with a 16-year-old, told him to meet her behind the bleachers, told him he don't have to say nothing to nobody, told him she'll be his teacher. Told him again, don't keep this.
She's promoting.
Keep this between us.
Her song is promoting being violated as a young
and
child.
The couple of people who I saw it on their show said, "Can you imagine if that was the roles was reversed, and that was a male rapper, Kanye West, Future, Drake, any of them saying talking to a high school girl." Meet me behind the bleachers.
Thank you.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you some stuff. Make sure
teacher.
you don't say nothing.
Yeah. They would be under the jail. Like
she
R.
got
Kelly.
away with it because she's a woman.
Yes.
So anybody that's a barb, I think y'all need to really sit this one out. I think y'all need to be quiet. I think y'all need to sit this one out.
Yeah.
Let Nicki run off the rail on her own. Stop with the defending.
Yeah.
Because her brother is one and her husband is one. And she defends both.
The sad thing about it
is she did a song with a 16-year-old when she's doing it.
The sad
or
thing
talking about it.
The sad thing about is people in life, because all of us could be guilty of this and not even realize it. We get amnesia.
Thank you.
When it comes to stuff we've said in the past, that we've done in the past, how we replied in the past, that we don't know if that's the season now we're reaping it.
Exactly.
And we get amnesia and get mad and cuss them out and fuss, and you need to sit back and go, oh yeah, I did do that 20 years ago. So now I'm just reaping that harvest right now. Oh, I forgot. I did it. I said stuff about a young boy.
Exactly.
Oh, gee.
So just sit this one out.
Oh, come on, Nicki.
Just sit it out.
Quiet, boo.
Let her go ahead and go off on a deep end.
Yes.
If I was Megan, I wouldn't say anything.
Right.
like you said.
Don't come back, Megan.
I would just keep being successful.
Yeah.
Because when you have haters, success, it kills them.
Have they been talking about this on all of the...
It's been everywhere.
Really? Did they talk about it on the Charlamagne's show?
Yes.
Oh.
Charlamagne said what I said. I hate that Nicki tweeted all weekend and posted because everything she said in her tweets and her posts, she said on the diss track. So nobody cared about the diss track. It would have
been a nice bam with one song.
It would have been a bam. She should do what Drake is doing now if he does come back. If he comes back. Because it looks stupid for a man to battle a woman. I'm just saying. He will look really dumb if he comes back and talks about who Megan slept with. And he's a hoe. That's the other thing. Men could say, oh, she's won, but you won. So he can't come back and say nothing about that. Yeah. He can't come back and say that Tory is innocent because Tory's in jail. He can't come back and say, well, you had plastic surgery, because then he got to show he didn't have no plastic surgery. So I think she got him between a rock and a hard place. I think he's not going to say nothing.
Oh, I hope not, because he said something on the last show you said about that one rapper.
Yes.
He puts his... Some people need to just be quiet.
I think Drake is not going to say nothing.
Just watch TMZ and call it a night.
Yeah. I don't think Drake gonna say something. And then she went off on the people who love Tory and say she's lying and they love him. She said, if you love him so much, put some money on his books. Go visit him. Write him a letter, because he's gonna be in there for a while.
He's in jail right now.
So she did go after everybody.
Show your love.
And she is right. You so concerned about Megan, Nicki. You should be more concerned about Megan's law, because your husband has to register every single place that you go.
You was teasing him about meeting somebody outside.
Outside! He wanted to meet Offset outside. I can only go 100 feet from the door. So y'all gotta have to come on my property, Offset. But I'll be outside.
You can't go nowhere out there.
So, in other words, she's saying, quit worrying about him being outside and be more worried about that he's inside.
That's right. Because he in trouble. Oh, Lord. Oh, well.
Now, you going to threaten somebody and you on probation. Be worried about that more than me. That's what she's saying. And she's absolutely correct.
Yeah, Nicki got mad. She hit a...
She hit a nerve. Boy. She hit a nerve.
Okay.
So, what is Nicki going to do now? If Megan doesn't respond, is Nicki going to come out with another diss track and look dumb again?
We don't know.
Or is she going to let it go? I think she's going to let it go. Because Remy Ma, when she went, her and Remy Ma went at each other, Remy Ma pushed her face down into the dirt, and you didn't see Nicki no more. She was quiet after that. Yeah. So maybe this is another one where she's going to be like, let me just go off and be quiet for a minute.
Looks like another love.
All right. Now, this is what you saw. You saw the NFL championship.
I watched both games. Kansas and Baltimore. I was like, I like to see them next year. Them dudes is good, but they lost, unfortunately, to Kansas. And I guess Kansas is going another year.
And y'all hate it. Y'all haters hate it.
Yeah.
Why do y'all? I like Taylor Swift.
You know what? Until it's in our camp, when it was in basketball with the Bulls, yucky, yeah.
Why you say yucky?
Yes. 6 times.
You already say hecky.
Hecky too.
Now you say yucky.
But I was saying you can either hate them or love them. It didn't matter to any of us that wasn't part of those teams. Because I know there's some people that live here that are Kansas City fans too. But I think people were getting tired of the whole Taylor Swift thing and oh my God, all of this, their stardom, the commercials and all of this. But they were both good games. I feel bad for Detroit, because they never won.
Detroit is happy that they was even
very far, very good teams. All four teams are good. Well, San Francisco is going to meet Kansas again, and we're going to see this time if they got a grudge.
Christopher says, hello, I was rooting for Baltimore and Detroit. Yeah, all of y'all was, Christopher. Y'all don't want Kansas to go no more.
I wanted Detroit to win because they've never won.
Well, this guy says on ESPN, the game started off a slow burn as Kansas City got out on an early lead and held on to it throughout. Baltimore got closer and closer. to competing as the game went along, but mistakes at the wrong time shut down its chances.
That one dude who caught the ball in the zone in the area where you get the touchdown, end zone. Because I don't know much about football. Forgive me if I say it wrong. He fumbled, and Kansas grabbed it. That was their moment.
See? That was your moment.
And I know he's probably still beating himself up about that. But I looked at both teams because Kansas got sacked a lot too.
Yeah,
he got sacked a lot.
That means his line wasn't doing nothing.
Thank you. But Baltimore, I was telling my sister, that's an active, vibrant team.
It's a good team.
I was like,
it's probably a better team than Kansas. It's probably a better team.
They are to me.
But it don't matter. It matters who wins.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. And then I watched the Detroit. Detroit needs to be shot up their butts.
Well, it says here the 49ers was sluggish. The Lions and the 49ers game was sluggish and could also be accurately described as a rope-a-dope. Detroit dominated early and jumped out a 17-point lead.
Yeah.
Only for San Francisco to claw its way back in the second half. In a 4-minute window, the 49ers pounced. They stopped the Lions on 4th down. They scored a touchdown. They forced a fumble and scored again to tie the game. While Detroit threatened later in the game, another failed 4th down tried to put San Francisco in the driver's seat, sealing a Super Bowl rematch with the Chiefs and the 49ers.
So a rematch.
Now, the Chiefs won, if I recall, last time. So the underdog, to me, I don't know, Christopher, you can say it, or whoever guy's in the thing. I'm thinking the underdog is the 49ers.
I'm thinking Kansas.
So she thinks it's Kansas, and I think it's 49ers.
In my head, mentally, as a ball player, we hitting that field again. We ain't walking away this time losing. We really gonna try to kick y'all tails. Because we lost last time, we not gonna lose this time. And I think sometimes they may think that way as players. I want Kansas, and I know some of y'all Kansas lovers, y'all gonna be texting me.
Right.
I want Kansas to be cocky.
Okay.
And that would make y'all lose. The commercial, the glorifying, y'all little movie stars now.
The reason why I don't think that's I don't think they're gonna do that is because they've been there several times.
I don't care. Sometimes you can
know about a championship.
But a lot of times they can go against you. That can be good and bad.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get used to going to something so many times, you just kind of take it for granted.
All right.
It's not like you really, really need it and want it.
Right.
You get I got 4 rings.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it can go both ways.
Christopher says the Chiefs are a good team as well as the 49ers. Yep, the Ravens made mistakes that cost them the game. Same with Detroit.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So let's see. During the Super Bowl, you'll be rooting for the 49ers.
I'm not rooting for anybody, really.
You want the Chiefs to lose.
It doesn't matter.
So you'll be rooting for the 49ers.
I look at it that way.
And I'll be rooting for the Chiefs.
Okay.
We'll see.
And we both going to be watching Usher.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. The halftime show is going to be good.
Okay.
Now, Taylor Swift. This is why people are hating the Chiefs.
Tony on the View, Tony Rodriguez, that's kin to, found out he's related to Whoopi Goldberg. He says, because I forgot he played for the Kansas City Chiefs for 12 or 13 seasons. He says this is good.
I like
this
Taylor
relationship.
Swift.
I'm not hating it. This relationship, he said, is the best thing that ever happened to football.
The numbers are up.
Numbers are up. People don't.
They are buying. You know what I was trying to get, and
what?
I wish I could have gotten it on
our
T-shirt. Kansas City Chief jersey.
Yes.
With the name Swift on the back.
With the name Swift.
Did somebody make one of those? Because her fans would buy that up in a second.
Oh, I don't know if they can though. They can't put Swift on.
They can't make it.
Yeah, that'll
you
go
can make
NFL
it up.
rules.
You could do it on a football jersey,
maybe
though,
a generic one. Yeah,
with their colors. It just can't say Kansas City.
I don't see. She don't hardly wear the jersey herself.
No, she should.
She's not wearing a jersey. Maybe there's a reason that she doesn't. I don't know.
Now Charlemagne, you know how Charlemagne always got to crack
Give
on
us 2 cents.
white women and stuff.
Oh.
He said the NFL wanted so bad to get Taylor Swift because I told you Jay-Z said no. He went for the halftime show. The NFL wanted Taylor Swift.
Wow.
And Jay-Z wanted Usher.
Because they're in Vegas.
Right. So he said the NFL wanted Taylor Swift so bad they put the Kansas Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I don't believe that, but
no, they played for that. I don't think any of the players was anything that was involved in that.
Yes,
they played hard. They did their thing. But
why do people not like Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
Let me see.
She's cool. She's a cool
on
person.
The Shade Room, they said, y'all know Taylor Swift had to pull up and show her base some love at his AFC Championship game. They had a cute moment on the field.
For me, she's a beautiful person. Seems like a nice personality, music and everything. I'm just looking at his ex-girlfriends. And I'm like, dude, you was with
City. They got 66 yards of total offense until that play against Marquez Valdez-Scantling as you Travis Kelce. Hey,
with Taylor Swift.
To the victors go everything. I don't know what to say.
hey, Phil, life is good, huh?
Yeah, life is good. It is.
Bob, you know what? Taylor Swift is out there. I'll tell you one thing, Bob. You know what, Bob? I'm getting paid a lot of money. You know what, Bob? We both got increases because of Taylor Swift. God bless Taylor Swift. If she wants to go out there and hug him, she can hug him all night long. They increased our... People know us. I went to the movies with my daughter the other day, and a bunch of girls came up screaming. They know me because they watch football because of Taylor Swift.
Tony Rodriguez said at the airport, a little 10-year-old girl came and said, do you know Travis?
Ooh.
And Tony was like,
and I was being funny.
Yeah.
I was being funny.
Yeah, I know him.
They know them because of Taylor Swift.
Alyssa, when they were on The View, people are saying Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother. They ain't talking about this man. That's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. That's Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother.
And Charlemagne, he don't say the Kansas City Chiefs. He calls them the Kansas City Swifties. So people making fun of this.
Yeah, they are. They are. But it has beefed up NFL. How many people are watching this game because she's with that man? Do you know how many
people going to watch the Super Bowl because they want to see Taylor Swift?
And had they made her the music guest.
See, she wasn't dating him.
No, and
that's the thing. Yeah. If she was dating him, she would have definitely been the music guest.
Oh my God. That would have been the most watched show.
Oh. But I like Taylor Swift.
I do too.
So I hope that this lasts because she never lasts with her boyfriends. I hope this lasts. I hope she gets married and at least give her a child.
You know what thing though?
Now, I don't want them to break up afterwards, but at least she'll have a child.
The one thing though, they were talking to one of these talk shows was talking to the mom. And
Taylor Swift's mom?
No, the mom.
His mom.
He and his brother. Because his brother plays with is it Philly? Somewhere. The other team. The one that took off his shirt and like a bear.
Yeah.
And took the little girl to meet Swift. They've been talking about that too. She's like, I how are you taking this all in?
Right.
And
what'd she say?
And she, to me, I felt like, just be real with it. You're not a regular mom.
No, she got 2 sons in the NFL.
You're not a regular mom, and don't try to be one. I get it. You're probably, like you said, their dad may be a player. I don't even know with both sons.
You know what? If their father is a player too, it's so embedded in them. That's how Elizabeth Hasselbeck was.
Yeah,
everybody was a football player.
That's true. That whole family was.
So yes, she won't think it's special then.
But then don't say you're trying to be a normal mom.
Yeah,
you are not a normal mom. Your son dates Taylor Swift.
But you know what? Before that, he wasn't dating anybody famous or nothing.
No.
Now he's dating Taylor Swift, so it's
But she has 2 Pro Bowl player sons.
Yeah.
That woman gets a beautiful Mother's Day gift, I sure, every year.
Yeah.
So.
Christopher says, I think it's the 49ers that's the underdog. That's what I said.
You think?
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Didn't Travis date black Yeah, he dated
Yes,
black
he
girls.
did. Nice looking
Or mixed
women
girls.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he dated black girls before.
They were a different look, in my opinion, than Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's like regular white girl.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know what? It is what it is.
Well, I'm just hope they're happy and that they continue on. But she has brought up the numbers for people watching NFL.
So we'll be watching that. That's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Real quick, Biden.
Yeah.
Biden faces pressure to strike Iran after U.S. troops were killed.
3 of them. That's sad.
Washington, D.C. reports the killing of 3 U.S. troops and wounding of dozens. People forgetting about the ones that's
others
wounded.
that got hurt, yeah.
Dozens more on Sunday. What'd you say, Wendy?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, the dozens more on Sunday by Iran-backed militants is piling political pressure on President Joe Biden to deal a blow directly against Iran, a move he's been reluctant to do out of fear of igniting a broader war.
Yeah, that's
now, he will, and let me tell you why he will. Remember I said over a year ago, before the elections, before we even found out whether Donald Trump was running or whatever, 2 things that are aces up Joe Biden's sleeve during an election. One is something like COVID again, where there's some major catastrophe in the medical industry, or war. I said that. Most people don't trade presidents off during the middle of a war. That's just been historic. We just normally don't, because we feel like they're already in there. We don't want to switch it up. They already got a plan. We don't want to mess up things. I think that this might be one of the ace up his sleeve. Not saying that he chose for this to happen or whatever, but I foresaw this last year when I was talking about it. So I do believe that
something
he will.
Major like
that something major will happen. I do believe that this would be something that will solidify him beating Trump, because at this point the border is hurting him, and people not feeling safe is hurting him. So to go to war and secure the border are the 2 things that he would need to do for people to go, why would we put a moron like Trump in office when we already got a plan going ahead and we're good? So that's my thing. That's what I feel.
We'll see. Because I know I don't know why our media always feel the need to talk to our military leaders and overseers.
And they're not going to tell what they're going to do.
They're not going to tell. But the black guy, I can't remember his name, top star general. He treads very lightly on how he answers that.
He has to,
because they want people to understand. I almost was feeling like what he was saying was, we may have to lose some casualties to avoid a big war.
In a war, yeah.
To avoid one. So they may be secretly even going in.
Doing some stuff.
It says,
I feel like you don't have to have an all-out war. I think all you need to do is go in with special forces and take out their leaders.
Special forces.
Take out their leaders. That's what I would do.
Make them all like, who we going to listen to?
Now, it says Biden's response options could range anywhere from targeting Iranian forces outside to even inside Iran, which is what we just said, or opting for more cautious, retaliatory attack solely against Iran-backed militants responsible, experts say. I think, and I'm not an expert, I don't think you need to go after the militants. I think you have to go after Iran. Because Iran is behind Hamas. So allegedly they's funding everybody. So to me, you got to weaken them. You shouldn't have pulled out in the first place. You should have stayed there, but they wasn't really doing that. So I guess we had to.
The one thing that don't help us in this whole wide world of everything that goes on, whether it's a drone, whether it's a bomb, whether it's our military, is social media. Social media don't help because it tells too much of what we could do, what we're thinking about doing, what other countries may do.
It says American forces in the Middle East have been attacked more than 150 times. That's ridiculous. By Iran-backed forces in Iraq. It's like you the big guy, and they just throwing rocks at you all the time.
The big giant.
Throwing rocks. If you wanted to, you can destroy everybody, but you don't. You sit back and you let them keep attacking. It says off the coast of Yemen, like we said.
Yeah.
But until Sunday's attack on a remote outpost known as Tower 22 near Jordan's northeastern border with Syria, the strikes had not killed U.S. troops nor wounded so many. That allowed Biden the political space to met out U.S. retaliation, inflicting cost on Iran-backed forces without risking a direct war. Because nobody was being hurt, so he didn't have an excuse to have to attack them. But now that 3 military people are gone and dozens are injured, he has to respond.
To do something. Yeah. We don't need to know.
We don't have to know.
That's the problem. America always want to know.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? You gonna do something about it? That's 3 families. Some more families got hurt. What you gonna do? We gonna be bullied? We gonna
huh?
40? See, that's not good.
That's crazy. 40.
That's military being stepped on.
Of course, Republicans are using this as a reason to attack Biden. It says that Biden has left American forces sitting ducks, waiting for the day when a drone or a missile would actually hurt them. They say the day came on Sunday. So they blaming Biden. It says, in a response, they say Biden must strike Iran, which is what we all saying. He left our troops as sitting ducks, said Republican U.S. Senator Tom Cotton. The only answer to these attacks must be devastating military retaliation against Iran's terrorist forces. So
we'll see.
There you go.
All we can do is pray.
If he don't attack, that's another reason why he should be president. I'm sorry. Even Barack attacked.
But you may not know.
Even President Obama attacked.
But you don't even know if he is attacking.
All right, we don't need to know how.
Like,
we don't need to know
they
how.
They may be going in there with special forces and doing something right now as we speak.
Well, Comeover says he hopes to face off against Biden in this year's presidential election, portrayed the attack as a consequence of Joe Biden's weakness and surrender. So what would you have done different, Comeover? You know what I love? What Nikki Haley said.
What?
Why won't he debate me?
Why would he? He don't even remember.
No, before he didn't want to debate because there was a whole bunch of people in there. Now it's just those two.
Because he's still winning.
She said he won't debate me because I'll ask him about his policies.
He don't have the policy.
What would you do if you was there, Comeover?
He can't tell. He can't say what he would do. And he probably won't even remember half the time what's even going on.
How would you secure the border, Comeover?
And he's always going to say, why do I need to talk with her when I'm winning?
Here's my thing.
I'm winning. You're a loser. Sit down, lady.
Both parties.
Keep telling her that.
Both parties, to me, are weak.
But
why can't somebody debate Biden?
But you know what? And
they're weak, Lenore.
Aside from that, Kim, I mean, that's all we have. But I'm saying they talked about it on the news at the View today about that third party, the no name, and that third party. Gavin from California talked about it, and I agree with what Sarah said. It's good to think about that as a future. We really need to put that in place and a plan in place where we can transition and maybe have a third party. But she said, now is not the time. And when you mentioned, what's his name, those 2 or 3 guys that are running as an independent, I agree with Sarah. This is not the time, Cornell and the other people, to run, because everybody needs to be ready to deal with what could possibly happen. Gavin said it very clearly. Sarah said it very clearly. But this is not the time. It's a good ideal, but not now.
Can I ask you a question?
With this crazy man possibly being.
I'll ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If they don't think that he's a crazy man, then they feel like both of them, if you feel like both of them are just as bad.
Don't do a third party.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
What?
You going from a Democrat standpoint.
No, I'm going for both.
No. I'm saying from a regular, normal person
standpoint. Well, you said what
Alyssa
said. Alyssa said if you guys feel that he's so strong for Democratic, you wouldn't worry about that third party.
No. I'm saying if you are a person who believes that Biden and Trump are just as bad, I'm not saying one is worse than the other. She's saying it like Trump is worse. Like this is not the time because by you doing that, Trump will win. That's how she's going at
She
it.
said it in her own way. It
Right.
wasn't exactly that way.
But that's the way
But
it is.
Gavin said
But
it
what
too.
if you honestly
They're just saying
believe
that they're taking votes that could still possibly not be. They're taking a lot of independent votes who we know Trump didn't win independent votes.
But you are
so let the independents not have a third choice.
I don't want to keep going back and forth.
It doesn't matter.
You're going at it in a way to where you're saying Trump is bad.
They're answering your question.
Yeah.
Listen to them say it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing you any justice by giving my own opinion.
All right.
Gavin made a comment about it, and Sarah, no, she's not.
Okay, but she doesn't want Trump.
No, she didn't say it like that. Mama,
All
did she say that on the View today? Sarah made it when they were talking about that third party. She made a very good argument.
Do y'all out there understand? Y'all, she not listening. I'll talk to y'all. If you are coming into this where you feel like Biden and Trump are the same, both of them are just as bad.
She didn't say that.
No, I'm saying this.
Oh, then you got to give a
If you're coming into this where you feel like Biden and Trump are the same, where both of them are just as bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether I vote for Biden. It doesn't matter whether I vote for Trump. Then in your mind, you're going to say there should be a third candidate because you feel like they will draw attention to the fact that both of them are not good for the country. Now, if you come in with the mindset that Biden is bad, but Trump is worse, then you're going to not like a third candidate because you're going to feel like they're taking votes away from Biden and allowing Trump to win because normally they would have been voting for Biden, not Trump, or vice versa. If you're a person who likes Trump and you think Biden is horrible, and it was somebody like Nikki Haley who came in as a third party candidate, you would be really upset with her because you would think she's taken away votes that would have gone to Trump and it's going to allow Biden to win. So that's why I said I don't have a problem with a third candidate because to me, I haven't made a decision on both of them are bad. I'm leaning towards Trump being worse because of the dictatorship. But as far as policies and doing stuff, to me, they both just as bad. The craziness of Trump is what tips me to Biden's side because I don't think once he gets in there, he's going to get out. I think he's a nut job. So that's the difference.
They used the example of, what's his name that was third party some time ago? Joy always uses that example. There's a word that they call it. They felt like, and this could be debated, they felt what was his parole, or whoever his name was with the bow tie, I think, was third party. He caused Hillary to lose.
Yes.
That's what Sarah's saying. Sarah's independent. She definitely would love a third party. She was just saying, like how Gavin was saying, they have probably different reasons on it. But I would love for you guys to hear her say that.
Right.
So I don't know what she actually said verbatim, but she made good sense. Not now.
Well, because she doesn't want Trump. That's why. Emerald says, hey, ladies. Colleen says, hello, ladies. Emerald says, yes, they are both bad candidates. And I do wish that there was a better third option. Yes. That's what I'm saying. If you're a person, people who
I wouldn't vote for the third option.
I know, but people who are, that's because you don't want Trump. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I don't.
Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying. You're saying exactly what I'm saying.
I would love Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley.
But can you imagine if Nikki didn't win? Can you imagine if Nikki didn't win just like this? Yeah. And then she decided last minute, I don't even know if she can legally, to be a third choice? The Republicans would hate that. Because they would say, you're taking votes away from Trump. That's how the Democrats feel about Cornel West and all the other ones. They're taking votes away from Biden. They just don't want Trump to win. That's all. Yeah. But I'm saying if you're a person that don't care, both of them is just as bad in your mind. You don't care about a third person.
It's so funny because when you keep saying both of them are just as bad.
No, in a person's mind.
No, I'm saying it's funny when you say that. You think about the levels of badness and you're thinking even Biden's bad is still not as worse
to you. That's what I'm saying. But there's people in the country. A lot of
people feel that way though.
But it's a lot of people in this country who feel both of them are just as bad.
Because with the thing with Trump, even though there were good things about him as president with our business and It was
Some
maybe
people
some
would
other.
say abortion is a good thing.
That's fine too. And I don't have nothing. Abortion doesn't bother me because
but it could bother some people.
I'm saying for me,
Right.
the policies.
Yeah.
People can say I'm still stuck on the policies,
Yeah.
regardless of how what he said about women or whatever, and even him being arrested and all of that. But for me, with him, just like Biden too, more so with Trump, there's something about his spirit that I can honestly say Biden doesn't have it. They both know it ain't even for me.
Oh Lord,
Wendy, can you agree with me?
Biden. I know, but
no. Let me finish. Wendy, do you agree with me? There's something that's spiritual about Trump. I can't put my finger on it. Biden is not a perfect man either. Nobody is saying that. They both got flaws.
What argument you in?
No, because you act like I'm building up Biden.
I didn't say that.
I didn't know the way you're making it sound.
I said that you don't want Trump.
I think the difference is that Trump has a reprobate mind. Biden does not have bad intentions. Trump does.
It's something about Trump spiritually that I don't trust.
As far as their competency, I see what Kim is saying. But he doesn't have the same intentions that Trump has. Trump has intentions of doing wrong. Biden does not.
Even though he's not good himself, he doesn't make good decisions. He may not be trusted as well. Most politicians aren't trusted. Some people didn't even trust Obama.
That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that it's obvious to everyone, unless you're a complete idiot, that Trump's motives are evil.
Something not right with his spirit.
Biden, on the other hand, is no different than any other human being, but he's not striving to be a dictator.
Now, I'm taking it at a spiritual level, and then nobody has to agree with me on that. For me, as far as the discernment of that man's spirit and his intent, and the whole, what's the word, self-absorbedness of him, is very heavy.
Right.
And even if God allows him, like that guy on The View said, to become the president, it is for a purpose in his plan with his people on this earth. But other than that, there is something not right with Trump's spirit. That's why I keep praying a spirit of adoption over that man. He needs to be saved.
Evil.
He needs Jesus. He really does. And I'm telling Kim, even in my dislike of Biden, I'm sorry, it's not the same.
And he's wicked. He's evil and he's wicked. The Bible tells you, judging by the fruits they bear, the fruits of the Spirit. Galatians 5:14. Look at his fruits. He's evil and he's wicked. The Bible will point it out to you. We kill each other trying to watch what you say. Screw that. He's wrong. He's evil and it's obvious.
Okay.
Period.
Now this is my rebuttal, because like I said, we can all agree and believe that.
Yeah.
No, we can all believe that.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is, don't make the same mistake that the Democrats have made, which is because you think like that and because you feel like that, there isn't millions of Americans who disagree with you.
Well,
and the worst thing that you can do is when you diminish your opponent by assuming that people are going to see something as obvious that you see it. I see it as obvious. I say you're a moron if you
what
can't
I'm
see.
saying is, Lenore said she was talking spiritually.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't give a flip what people think. God's word is going to stand true. Period.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I can say, don't you see it? It's right in front of your face. It's so obvious. But millions of people don't see it that way. And what you have to do is
God's word is going to stand true regardless.
Right. But what I'm saying, Wendy, what I'm saying is, we talking about an election. So what I'm saying is millions of people that are going to go to the poll are going to not agree with you.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm telling you, the reason you're right.
I thought Lenore was talking spiritually. That's why I said that.
That's a whole different conversation.
Right.
I see what you're saying, and that's natural.
Yeah.
That's the natural man, the natural influences, the natural
No,
behavior.
but you was talking about a third party. That's what I'm
still in agreement. For me, even if we go out of the spirit realm and talk about the natural man, I never thought, for me, the third party, because I'm an independent voter, I'm like Sarah. I would love to see a third party, very strong, where we don't have to go back and forth with the,
that's what Emerald
the
said.
messiness of the Democrats, the messiness of the Republican. The independents would get maybe good from both sides. She just says not at this time.
I know, but that's because
not the season right now.
I know it's because she doesn't want
I
Trump.
get it, and I understand. That's why.
But
Gavin
there's
Newsom
millions
said
of people who don't.
I'm not
agree.
talking about millions of people agreeing with me or not.
Whatever.
That's what I'm.
Let's
feeling.
wake up on election day and see what happens.
No, we're giving our opinion.
Right.
That's what we feel. I don't want to give my opinion because others feel that way.
No, I'm
giving my opinion because I feel that way.
I got it. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying that's your opinion. I'm trying to say what the other person's opinion is.
It don't matter what the other person.
Right.
That's what me and Wendy are saying. I don't care if the whole world likes him or don't like him.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this is what I feel.
Right.
I don't want a third party right now.
Okay.
I felt Cornell should not run right now.
All right.
So that's all I'm saying.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'm talking for those of you who are watching who don't agree with that.
I get what you're saying.
I'm speaking for the people that's not on the show who are not saying, and they're yelling through the screen right now saying, "Can somebody please say something other than what she's saying?"
I don't care.
And what I'm just saying the other side. The other side is, I feel like this is what some people are saying, millions of people, not just some, is that both of them are idiots or bozos. And it doesn't matter to me which one wins. They not for Trump and they not for Biden. Both of them, in their opinion, don't have a leg to stand on and can't lead our country into where it needs to go. So if somebody else wants to come in and draw attention to it, they won't win, but they'll simply draw attention to it. Because now you have to talk about it, why you don't like Biden or why you don't like Trump. They're simply there just to draw attention to it. So if that's how they feel, then I'm like, that's their opinion. They want a third party.
That's fine.
So that's all.
Okay.
Emerald says, whomever it would have to be polarizing. I agree. Christopher says, I agree, Wendy. And he says Trump. Oh, he also says Trump does have a strong following. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing.
I get it. And I think, too, if we look in history down in the past with kings and queens and leadership, there's been good and bad over every country. There's dictators right now in Venezuela. Yeah. There's one, that Anna was talking about in those countries that are people coming over here from that dictator's structure. So I don't know. I think leadership is hitting us in all areas, good and bad.
I think what God is doing, like I said 100 times on this show,
trust in Him,
and I don't know how many times I have to say it, is that God is saying, not man, me.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I think we all agree there, so you don't even have to go there.
So I don't care if it's a third party. It's not man. It's me. It doesn't matter who it is. Who I decide.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Just saying.
You're going to always throw that in. You're going to win
I'm just
always.
Saying.
Because Wendy and I are women of God. We understand, man, God is first.
Right.
That's by default.
No, I'm talking about third party.
That's by default. You don't
so
even
if God
to bring
says,
that up.
So if God
I'm
says,
just giving my opinion. I don't want a third party
but
right
if
now.
spiritual, if God says who it is, it
don't matter because the final say is what God
So
allows.
it doesn't matter. It's a third party then.
No, that's not fair because that means we wouldn't have opinions on this show all the time.
No, I'm saying
we always say what God said.
Exactly.
What God said.
Right. Well, you wanted to go spiritual.
I went spiritual with how I discern comb over.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying we could get on the spiritual.
We talking about where I'm at spiritually with comb over.
All right.
And I'm not saying Biden is perfect either. So definitely there.
Thank
You're right.
you.
You're right.
All right. Real quick. John David Washington may be the next Kane. Jonathan Majors got kicked out as Kane.
We said that he may be.
We said it.
I said it. He's stepping up. They coming at Denzel's son.
I said, I want Denzel Washington's son to play Kane.
I knew that.
They watched this show. The people who are in charge of this. And they said, that's a good idea. Let's call him.
Girl, they probably was already in the works before we said so.
I said it. I said, Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, should play Kane.
He was sitting there waiting. Sorry, what is it, Major?
Jonathan Major.
Jonathan, sorry, Jonathan. God raises up one and sits down another.
Now, this is just a rumor. We don't know. Marvel Studio plans for Kane in Jonathan Majors was fired from the role, and notable rumors have emerged that Coleman Domingo was the front runner. Now, I don't think he would have been a good Kane.
This is a superhero, right?
Yeah. Richmond is now reporting that it's actually going to strongly be John David Washington.
He's played in a role where he was fighting and battling and helping the society that last movie he was in.
Mm-hmm.
He and that lady.
Now, somebody tweeted John David Washington is not a good actor.
Some idiot.
You said everybody has their opinions, Kim. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I was trying to tell you and Wendy. As much as we see Comeover is a moron, he's a nut job. There's millions of people who don't see it that way. So we gotta start walking like it's not like it's 3 or 4 people, guys.
That's true.
It's millions.
Somebody may come. You know what? And then y'all may agree with me too. I was in my job and we were talking about singers. We're not black women, white women. And I said Celine Dion. And this one lady at my job, she said, "Oh, I don't think she can sing." Ugh. I'm thinking you may not like her style, but you can't say Celine Dion cannot sing.
So
it hurt my heart.
So going back to what we were saying.
Yes.
When we said everybody has opinions.
Right.
Oh, and I get it. Where did Wendy go?
Oh,
Let's see.
Get it
and
back,
I get it. We all have opinions. That commercial probably came in. Did a commercial
come on, Wendy?
There you are. Everybody has opinions.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to step back and go, what are you basing that on?
Yeah, but
it's so obvious.
I know. I guess we're meeting people whose opinions are really out there. Like it's not obvious anymore. It's not common sense
like
no
the thing with Trump and E. Jean Carroll.
Yeah.
You know how many comments we got in the section in our thing saying she's a liar. Why are they giving her money? Trump didn't touch her. She's lied. She took that off of she stole a Law and Order, an episode.
Ooh.
She did this, she did that. But they forget that there's like 20 other women
who are
saying the exact same thing that he did.
But these are the same people who don't believe the Holocaust existed. How do you say the Holocaust is not real?
All right.
I don't know people anymore.
But I'm saying if you're going to say that, then you should be the same. If you're going to be that, all I'm saying is be consistent.
Okay.
Then say that Bill Cosby's innocent then. Then say, even though there was 25 women,
they all lied.
Wow. If you're going to do it for Trump, do it for Bill Cosby. But anyway, John, this nut job, Send Views, John Bleasdale tweeted, John David Washington is not a great actor. I've been saying this for around 3 years now. Wow. Washington's work in Spike Lee's Black Klansman, we didn't go see that.
I didn't see
was
that.
More than sufficient, but Washington had a great screenplay to work with, and I wouldn't say he stood out on the film.
I may have to go see that. Did you see that movie, Wendy?
Yeah,
Black Klansman.
He's a liar. He's stupid, whoever's saying that. He's not perceptive. He was excellent.
This guy says the fact of the matter is that Washington is not yet ready to be a lead actor. Not at this point in his career.
You're not yet ready to be a critic. Shut the hell up.
And give him a chance in this one. This can prove himself. They gotta be in more acting gigs to
what kind of people? What motivates people just to tear people down? What is wrong with this guy? He's got issues.
He said
he's not happy. Why are you just ripping him apart for no reason? You're an idiot.
He said John lacks Denzel's charisma. And Junior is flat and dry on the screen.
Quit comparing him to his
dad.
He
has more charisma than his father, if you ask me.
Oh, I don't know.
That's the one thing they talked about on this one show is kids, the parents, whose parents are main actors and famous actors. A lot of them don't want to walk in their different paths, but you tend to compare them. So-and-so's daughter don't act like he does. Okay. She's a better actor than her son. I mean, come on.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Okay.
But even though he feels that way, I still think he should get that part. I'm sorry, sir or ma'am, whoever you were.
Now, after this, Wendy, we'll do trivia. We want to. You was gonna do Sammy Davis Jr., right?
Yeah, I had 3 more sentences on Fred, then I do Sammy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hold on. Lenora wants to know every day who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day
who
is.
the donkey?
Today, Charlemagne the God on the Breakfast Club gave donkey of the day to Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie Kirk is a guy who goes online all the time. He's a moron. He is somebody who he's a race baiter. He is somebody who always has something stupid to say about anything that's going on.
Is he like Rush Limbaugh?
He's worse than Rush Limbaugh.
You're kidding.
Yeah, he's more of a white supremacist.
Oh my goodness.
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh my goodness. Well, as Vivek said, he's not a white supremacist. That's just how you feel about him, right?
So what he did is what Charlemagne the God is going after is okay. There's a law that they're trying that the mayor, no, not the mayor, the city in New York is trying to pass, and the mayor vetoed it. When you get pulled over by a cop, they want them to document every single time a cop pulls somebody over on the road. Even if they don't give you a ticket, whatever it is, they got to document it. When they say document, they have to say what race you were, age, everything. So they have to document it. Mm-hmm. Now, this went to the mayor of New York's desk, and he declined. He vetoed it. He says that's going to tie up the police officers from doing what they need to be doing. Mm-hmm. And it's also going to create extra paperwork. In a way, I do agree. Mm-hmm. Now, because this is a way that groups are trying to say, how do we stop racial profiling? If you got to write down every person you pull over and why and what race they were and age,
test to say,
then they'll say, well, this cop, how come he only pulled over black people? We looked at his thing. Out of 30 people, 29 was black. Right. So that's what they want to do. Oh, okay. So Charlemagne and DJ Envy didn't like it because they felt like it's going to force them to give people tickets that normally they wouldn't. Normally they would just pull you over and say, okay, well, I'll let you go with a warning or something. Right. But they can't do that now because they got to document every single one.
So they can't even do warnings.
So they don't like that. Mm-hmm. So one of what was the black guys that Trump did the full page ad on that they was quitted.
Those 5 boys?
Yeah, the boys.
One of them is a senator.
He's a
congressman.
Yeah.
Central Park 5.
Yes. So
he was on The View.
Youssef, I think is his name.
Yep.
He was driving
in office now.
Yes.
He made it in office.
He was driving and he got pulled over for tinted windows.
Oh, okay.
And the police officer came up. He rolled the window down. We say roll down. He let the window down, and they asked him who he was. He told them who he was. And then they said, okay, we pulled you over. He didn't tell. He asked, why did you pull me over?
Yes.
They never told him why they pulled him over, but I guess it was because of the tinted windows. Uh-huh. And they told him, you can go ahead. We didn't know that, you were whatever. Congressman, whatever. Okay. So you can go ahead. Well, he wants to say that this is in support of why they need to document every single time because he felt he got pulled over because he was black. Now, Charlemagne and Envy said they didn't agree because they said, how could they pull you over and they didn't even see you because of the tinted windows? So they understand him trying to get the law passed, but this is the wrong incident to try to do it. Okay. So this Charlie Kirk guy who has a Twitter and a following goes on his rant and says that they let this R word go. He called him what they accused him of doing in the first place. He's still calling him that word.
The police officer?
No, this Charlie Kirk guy.
Is calling who?
Youssef. They said they let him off without giving him a ticket.
Oh, okay. Because of the tinted windows.
Right. They said, but they should have given him the ticket, and he's an R word. He's still saying that he's guilty of the crime that the guy was acquitted of.
I don't know what the R word is, but go ahead.
An R word when you do the women. A violator.
Violate, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still saying that he's the violator.
Okay.
Even though he was acquitted. All 5 of them was.
Okay.
So then he goes on his page and says, why is that wrong to still call him that? Because he confessed to it. Even though he said the police made him confess to it, he said he confessed to it. There were witnesses who said they ID'd them. There was this, that, and the other. So why can't it people walk away and say they believe that he did do it?
Okay.
Okay. And Charlemagne the God says that Youssef should sue him for defamation of character.
Florida has that has that law. Remember,
What?
Florida says that you can't call if you call somebody a racist
Who was acquitted or something.
if they don't.
Oh,
if you're defaming their name.
But Charlemagne saying he was acquitted of it. So just like Trump had to pay $83 million to E. Jean Carroll because he called her a liar, even though she won the case. That's why they made him pay $83 million. He kept calling her a liar. When somebody's acquitted of something or they get off on something, you can't keep publicly saying that they did that.
Right.
So he's saying that Youssef should sue Charlie Kirk for publicly going and saying that he stole that R word.
Oh.
And that's why he gave Charlie Kirk donkey of the day.
When you build up the story, I'm still on the law, the him trying to pass that law with the police officers making a. So it threw me a loop there because I didn't know where we were going with.
Oh, that's why.
How is he a donkey?
Because he said they should have.
Accusing you.
He's still accusing him and saying they should have gave him a ticket. They shouldn't have let him off because he's a R word.
Of ex-offender.
Yes. Even though he's not. That's what Charlemagne's saying.
Yeah, you are, but because he's not. That doesn't make sense. I can see him saying he should have given him the ticket because he still was violating the tinted window problem.
Right.
But not because of his past. That was a lie. And he was accused.
So that's what he's saying.
Acquitted for.
It's a lot of people who still think he's guilty or think the five are guilty.
I guess it don't matter.
They think they got
sometimes
off.
Your freedom of speech, sometimes people feel like it's a freedom of speech. I can feel what I want or whatever about you. But if you defaming my name.
But you going, then you, that's what Trump is saying. It's freedom of speech. I can say that. And the court is saying you can't say that. If somebody is found innocent of something, you can't keep saying they are.
Right.
Because then that's defamation.
Right.
And that's why you owe $83 million.
They did it with OJ and they did it with Michael.
Well, OJ, exactly. OJ was found not guilty.
And Michael too. Michael Jackson.
Too.
That's true.
You're right.
Oprah did a whole show on him, although he was found not guilty. The nerve of that heifer to do that.
Well,
how dare her?
So now some people don't like Trump, but they don't agree with that $83 million judgment because they say he can say whatever he wants to say. You don't have to listen to him. See? So it goes, how far do you go with that?
I think eventually we're going to lose our freedom of speech in the future.
Justice says, hey, she's saying hi to everybody. Hey, should go after him for defamation. He should go after him for defamation. Wow. And Christopher says, yes, he should sue Charlie Kirk. That's the definition of defamation. So Charlemagne was saying he should sue Charlie Kirk, and he gives Charlie Kirk the donkey of the day.
If you want to be freedom of speech, you can say you don't like him. He was a bad boy growing up, but when you start talking about the case itself and how if you say OJ is guilty,
is that defamation?
No, if you say OJ
is because he was found not guilty.
See, and how many of everybody says that?
No, I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. If you were to say, because you don't like OJ, you say he's an ugly man. He's mean to women. He's not a good dad. Oh. That you could probably get away with your freedom of speech. But the moment you talk about what happened in the courts,
right?
What'd you say? He's an ugly
man. I said OJ's not ugly. He has ugly men have ugly ways.
They didn't like him.
He's not ugly.
No, he's a good looking man.
He may have ugly ways, but he's not physically ugly.
No, but he's a good.
I'm saying if somebody was to say that, that's not defaming him.
Right, calling him.
That's their opinion. They think he may have a big nose,
right.
His eyes
because
crooked.
They're ignorant.
Right.
Ignorant people waste their time talking about what people look like instead of their character.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You're a child. Grow up.
Okay, so now you got few lines on what's his name
left from the
And then you said Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, I was in the middle of Red Fox. I was almost done.
Okay.
And then I got Sammy. Okay, we're ready. Story time. Picture this. Okay, we were already on Red Fox, so we know he was born in 1922. And last we spoke, he had just come out of that orgy where his father was there and heard him say, hey, witch, get your ass over here, witch. He was in the party, cussing all the women out. All the naked women were in there with their bob wigs on.
Lord.
It was Sodom and Gomorrah. So we had left that part. We're coming to the last part now. Fred's life. You know, he had filed for bankruptcy. They took everything out of his house that he had, except for his bed. Yeah. They left him a bed. So he was in big financial trouble. Mm-hmm. He reached out to his stand-up comedian friends. Nobody would help him. He finally got Eddie to help him, but he said if he had done what Eddie wanted him to do, it would have been like him selling his soul to the devil. He wanted everything. Mm. So he did put him in Harlem Nights, which helped him a little bit. By the way, the cast of Harlem Nights was not friendly. Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy did not talk.
Really?
It was not a friendly, no. It was not a friendly cast. They did not talk at all.
Really? I didn't know that.
And so there was a lot of tension on the set. But he gave him that, and that helped him a little bit. He did finally get a break in a show called Royal Family. Yeah. That was the last show he had. Mm-hmm. And one day, the director, according to Della Reese, was asking, where is Fred at? Where's Red at? Where's Red? They said he's over there talking to Entertainment Tonight. So what the hell is he doing over there? He's supposed to be on set. And he walked over to Fred, grabbed him like he was a petulant child by his hand, and dragged him back to his blocking spot. When he got back to his blocking spot, all of a sudden he grabbed his heart and he fell to the ground. And nobody did nothing because they thought he was playing. Oh. But Delaney said, no, he's not playing. And she called the ambulance and she reached down and all he kept saying was, call my wife, call my wife. Mm. And he died. Lamont, by the way, Lamont Wilson, by the way, to play his son, they could not stand each other. And a lot of people think Sanford and Son was canceled. It was not canceled. Red Fox didn't like the way he was being treated by the higher-ups, and he walked over the set. Wow. Lamont Wilson is so bitter against him. You know, he's a minister now. Right. So he went to guest speak at a church, and he had hired an organist. And when he got ready to walk up on the podium, the organist played, he got so mad. He fired the organist and told him he'll never work for him again. Wow. And that's about the story of how Red Fox died. He was 68 years old, known as one of the most vulgar, raunchy, dirty, nasty comedians that ever lived, Mr. Red Fox.
Mr. Red Fox.
It was funny how you said with Lamont, the one that played Lamont Sanford. He at Kim and I old church. He
Damon Wilson is his name. Damon Wilson.
Yeah, he came to minister at our church, and there was even talk about him being a little rough in how he communicates with people. Okay. But go ahead. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we're going to move on. There's no guessing this week because everybody knows who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But he's still like 5'5". Dang. He was born in 1925. Sammy Davis Jr. was born to Elvira and Sammy Davis Sr. They were dancers on the road. Both of them were tap dancers. They didn't want Sammy on the road as a baby and an infant, so they left him with his paternal grandmother. Well, after 3 years, they divorced. And so Sammy's father was afraid that his mother, who was Cuban, by the way, they say she was Puerto Rican, but she was Cuban. Oh. She was saying she was Puerto Rican because at that time, everybody was against Cuba. Mm-hmm. Wow. So he was afraid that his wife would take Sammy to Cuba. So he took him on the road with him reluctantly. He didn't really want to subject him to that, but he had no choice. So he took him on the road with his dance partner. And they pretty much raised Sammy. They spoiled him rotten. They tried to protect him from every form of racism they could. If somebody called him a Nigger, his father would say, don't pay him any mind. They're just jealous of his son. So they tried to shield him from every form of racism that they could. Sammy kept watching his father and his father's partner dance. And he inherently picked up how to dance on his own. He was very good. He was so good, they used to tell people that he was a midget to avoid the Department of Human Services checking on a child being in a bar. And people believed he was a midget. The
Wow.
way he got to be a midget was his father, although he loved him and spoiled him, he was feeding him junk food. He got rickets from eating candy bars all day. Sammy stayed with his father and his father's dance partner until he became 18. When he
Yeah.
became 18, he got drafted into the service. Well, this was a huge reality check for Sammy because they beat the crap out of him every day. They beat him, they kissed him, they punked him, they spit on him, they punched him more, they spit on him, they made him drink urine. They did everything you could think to him.
Ugh.
They broke his nose several times. One day, they took his very expensive watch that his father had bought him, and they were throwing it back and forth to each other over Sammy's head. Finally, one of them decided not to catch it. The watch crashed to the ground. He stepped on it. He said, "Oh, don't worry, nigga. Just go steal another one." That's how he was. I didn't mean to say that.
Wow.
Just go steal another one. Finally, Sammy was beat for months. He got beat so bad, they switched him to the entertainment section of the Army. And those same bullies saw Sammy perform, and they were mesmerized. But Sammy didn't want to have nothing to do with him. Okay, by this time, he gets out of the service. He goes back to dance with his father and his father's dance partner, and they do very well. He starts doing records. He starts doing Broadway. He starts doing TV. He's just having a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Sammy had a terrible accident in 1954. He was coming out of his drive. A woman was coming out of her driveway and bumped into him, and his head bumped into the steering wheel.
Ugh.
And unfortunately, the horn was shaped like a bullet, and that went right through his eye.
Ugh.
He was 29 years old when this
I
happened.
remember that glass eye.
He went into a deep depression. Of course, he had to wear an eye patch, but he continued with his career. He continued to do well. Sammy loved white women. He looked for them everywhere he went. Although he dated black women, he dated Eartha Kitt,
Mm-hmm.
Diane Carroll.
Hmm.
Okay, but he also dated Ava Gardner and Kim Novak. Kim Novak from the movie Picnic. Anyway, he kept getting in trouble with women. He fell in love with this one white woman named Maya Britt, and he received death threats around the clock. But he did finally marry her. They say he married for 6 years and had one daughter. Then they broke up. Frankie also hooked up with Sammy also hooked up with the Rat Pack in 1975. Jimmy Bishop, Frank Sinatra,
Mm-hmm.
Dean Martin, and they were very tight. I know we all
Frank,
know
a
the
real
stories
good
about them
friend.
and how tight they were.
Yep.
Frank refused to appear in any club
That
where
they were
Sammy
together.
Davis Jr. could not appear because he was black.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, now he falls in love with another white woman, Kim Novak. I don't know if you ever saw the movie
Mm-hmm.
Picnic, but that's Kim Novak.
That's who I'm
Well,
named after.
it was so bad that Sammy used to have somebody connect him to the bottom of a car so he could drive in, the paparazzi wouldn't see him. He asked Kim to marry him. She said yes. He was going to marry her, but the mob said, "Oh, no, hell no, 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 no. You're not marrying her. Matter of fact, if you think about it, we're going to break both your legs and we're going to take your other eye. Matter of fact, you better have a black wife by the time morning gets here. Find yourself a black woman and marry her right away." So that's what he did to avoid being killed. His father begged him, "Son, please do it." So he did. He married her. They had a big wedding. That's a wedding, and he's kissing and hugging as couples would do if they just got married. But he really doesn't love her. He loves Kim.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, he grabs his wife around the neck and starts choking until he almost killed her. They had to pull him off of her, and she's in her wedding gown. They pulled him upstairs into the bedroom. He tried to kill himself, but they stopped him.
Wow.
So Sammy went through clear hell with racism.
Yeah.
He kept working and he was doing well. He began to get in trouble with his taxes. He got in a lot of trouble with his taxes. Frank tried to help him, but he just was irresponsible. He wouldn't do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
In 1960, he became a Jew. He converted.
So he did convert to Judaism.
Yes, he did. But in 1973, he converted to Satanism.
Wait a
And
minute.
he
So
joined
60 was Judaism and 70 something is Satanism.
Yes. He actually participated in rituals. Did you ever see Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah.
It was like that. They had
Oh,
to wear masks and different uniforms, and they
well, that's
chatted
the
different
Illuminati.
races. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, Kim. It does say that he did leave them, though, went back to Judaism.
Oh,
It does say that. Oh, by the way, the movie Candyman, Lenore,
What?
can you were right about Candyman.
That scary
Candyman
one?
is played in the beginning of the Candyman movie made in 1972.
hmm.
So that concludes
Oh,
our
It was a
story of
blind
Sammy
eye.
Davis Jr. He died from prostate cancer. He was 64 years old.
That's
so he
sad.
had prostate cancer too.
Yep.
Wow.
Prostate and throat.
Oh, throat?
Well,
Ew.
actually, it said it started in his gums,
Oh.
and then it moved.
Oh, wow.
But that's my
He was a
story on
drinker
Sammy Davis
though.
Jr. I hope you enjoyed the story.
Uh-huh.
That was
Yeah.
story time.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
did read somebody's Facebook post about him and Frank Sinatra. The one thing I did like about that relationship they had, and I've seen that in other relationships where people with blacks were mistreated, and the white people took a stand and said, "If you not letting him in, I'm not gonna come sing."
Yeah.
And they
That's
were big
right.
names, so I'm thinking
That's right.
if a lot of times that happened back then, that was really nice for them to do that. I mean,
Yeah, it was very nice.
whether people thought their motives
And,
was true or not, that's a
Okay.
good
right.
thing to say. I'm not coming in if you don't let my friend in.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
Okay.
forgot to say, too, Sammy's of course, he's on the Walk of Fame, the R&B Walk of Fame. He's won Lifetime Achievement Awards. One thing came true though. His biggest fear, I don't know if you know who Mr. Bojangles was,
Mm-hmm.
that song, but Mr. Bojangles was a real person. I talked about him on the first show with Shirley Temple.
mm-hmm.
His biggest fear was he was haunted by. He didn't want to die like Bojangles,
Mm.
but he did.
Yeah.
Poor, broke,
Poor,
That's
yeah.
penniless.
sad.
And Frank Sinatra paid all his wife Altavir's bills.
Yeah.
And by the way, Altavir's, his final wife, his black wife,
Mm-hmm.
they said the only reason he married her was to gain some support from black people because he had been with
Yeah.
so many white women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
true.
he stayed with her until the day he died.
That helped him
Okay.
cross over to the black being
Exactly.
accepted by black
Her
folks.
name was Altavir's.
She was tall.
Okay,
Oh,
thanks,
and
Wendy.
I have just one tidbit. Aaliyah wasn't afraid of dying in that plane.
You can
This is
talk
this is
about
what I
that Friday, Wendy.
no, I'm not. A tidbit is just one sentence.
Okay,
This is
hurry
not
up.
what this is one tidbit, just one sentence. A tidbit. Aaliyah did not worry about dying in that plane because she was so scared to fly on that plane. They put her to sleep and put her on the plane while she was asleep.
Oh,
That's
good.
a tidbit. A tidbit is just one little thing.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't
So
know.
I'm saying I'm done.
Okay. Christopher says, yes, OJ was found not guilty. And Justice says OJ would be able to pay his judgment if he sued everybody that's defamed him. And Christopher says, really, Harlem Nights is my favorite movie with them not getting along.
I didn't know that they didn't get along in that movie because I knew Eddie
Oh, you know
liked
what else
Red
I forgot to
Fox, though.
tell you?
I mean,
You know what else I forgot to tell you, Kim? If you watch those interviews that Seinfeld did, remember he was doing those interviews in the car?
Mm-hmm.
He interviewed Eddie Murphy in the car, and Eddie Murphy tells him about Sammy Davis and how Sammy Davis told him he was a devil worshiper.
Wow.
It's in the interview.
I'll go
with
back and look because I
Seinfeld.
like that
when he saw us in
celebrity
the car.
card. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
y'all.
in
The
the interview with
connection.
him.
The
I guess
connection
we
is.
can put.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was getting ready to pray. I'm sorry.
The connection has been horrible this whole thing, so we'll go back and look and see what it looks like. But remember, I told you it was slow coming in. It was slow.
Oh, you get that yellow mark when that.
Yeah, it's slow.
It's been real choppy.
Yeah, it's been choppy. So, all right. So maybe that thing need to be moved back or moved up more or something. But that whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So go ahead, Wendy.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come before your throne of grace once again, O Lord. We're so glad that we had an opportunity to do so. I'd like to lift up my son, friend Bino. The story's too long to go into, but he has not seen his child in several months, and it's a manipulative situation. And I just pray that he would get justice in the court and get his daughter back. I'd also like to continue to pray for Snoop Dogg's daughter. I don't know her current situation, but I pray you will continue to heal her from the crown of her head to the soles of her feet. Lord God, this debate going back and forth about Trump and this and Trump is that, Trump is this and Trump is that. I don't think he's going to get in office, but I could be wrong. Ken could be right. But what I do know is if he is getting in office, touch not his anointed and do his prophets no harm. So nobody's going to do anything to me or anybody to please God because God is going to protect us.
Hello.
I also want to pray for the spirit of deceit. There are many people out there being deceived. There's many people out there doing the deceiving. And I pray that God will reveal everything that's going on because the word says there's nothing hidden that won't come to light. And also, all you high and mighty people out there that think you're so big, bad, remember this. God said a proud look comes before a fall. God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Lord God, I want to thank you also for Julie, who was missing, a young teenager, 15 years old. They found her the other day, and I just pray that her mental state is intact. I also want to pray for Mother Woods. I pray you will keep her in perfect peace, keep her in good health, keep her happy, Lord. In the name of Jesus, we pray all these things. And I thank you for my sister, Kim and Lenore. They're becoming great friends, and I thank you for blessing me with them. I pray all these things in Jesus' name and for his sake, in faith, believing. Hallelujah and amen.
Amen.
Don't forget to get your new comedy book, Like, Share, and Describe. It's on Amazon, family-friendly jokes. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and always believe. And that was another Woods Report.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
See you later, TikTok.
All right, you
See ya.
guys.
All right, y'all.
See
I'll
you
see
later,
y'all
baby.
tomorrow.